I will be to start, and then the superintendent will be giving a prepared statement. Okay. And then I'll be handling questions. Thank you. So everybody understand the order of business is that I'll introduce the superintendent. He's going to give a written or a prepared statement. I'll be handling questions after that, along with my statement. So. Good. Thank you guys for coming out today. I know you have a lot of interest in what's.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
I have a lot of interest in what's going on. So what we want to do is I'm going to allow Mr. Trenton North, who is the superintendent for the Douglas County School System, to give his statement, and then I'll be giving the statement on behalf of the Sheriff's Office, and I'll be fielding any questions that you have after that. So, Mr. North.
Would you state your name first, please, and your title?
Very glad to. Hello, my name is Trent North, and I'm the superintendent of Douglas County School System. Here, that a member of our Douglas County School System family suffered a self-inflicted gunshot wound this morning around 7:15. This occurred in his classroom at Lithia Springs High School. While we do not have all the details leading up to the incident, we know that there were no students or staff members when this took place. The campus has been secured and all students are being kept safely away from the scene of the incident. We will not hold school today at Lithia Springs High School, and we're working on details for the safe dismissal of our students. I want to share a special thank you to our students and parents for their trust. Safety and student well-being is of utmost importance to all of us in the Douglas County School System. I want to say a special thank you to our law enforcement, to GEMA, to the District Attorney's Office, and first responders for their prompt and professional handling of this situation. Their support has been much appreciated. As we, the Douglas County School System, pray for our family member, we encourage you to join us in that prayer. And now, Sergeant Hammond.
Thank you. So just to kind of bring you up to speed, at about 7:15 a.m. this morning, we had a male teacher from the school system. He's been employed here for about 18 years at the Lithia Springs High School. Came onto the school campus and went to his classroom, where he did indeed suffer a self-inflicted gunshot wound. As the Superintendent North stated, there were no students that were ever in jeopardy. There were no students that ever saw this. This was something that was a very isolated incident. He was able to make contact with another teacher who was able to get 911, get first responders on the way, and he was life flighted from the scene shortly thereafter. We had SROs, school resource officers, that responded to help secure the school. The patrol division, as well as many other divisions, showed up to secure the school. We immediately began moving students over to the gymnasium so that they could be reunified with their parents from that location, which is what you see going on now here on the street behind us. Again, as Superintendent North stated, there's been several agencies that have showed up, including GEMA, as well as our local emergency management, who have assisted with this. Good cooperation with the Sheriff's Department and the Board of Education has made this very bad situation as good as possible, putting the students' safety as our first priority. I do not have an update at this time on his condition. That's something that we'll have to do at a later release, but I'll take any questions that you have.
Sergeant, can you say what part of his body?
I won't say that as of right now.
Just that he was able to...
If you want to put that out there, yes, he was able to make contact with another teacher who called 911 on his behalf to get medical attention to him.
So this was not, do y'all know if this was an accidental shooting? Or
This was a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
So you're not saying whether it was an accident?
No.
About how many teachers, faculty were in the building at the time of the shooting?
There were several hundred students that had made their way to the campus. There were very few people actually inside at the time. So we were able to quickly, because of the response, redirect those students and faculty and staff, whoever might be showing up, to the gymnasium where they were secluded until we could, as you see, get them reunified with their parents. We only believe that 2 people initially were involved in this, himself and the other teacher who called for his aid.
What type of gun?
A handgun.
And just to clear up what we're hearing out there from the parents, this teacher is still alive.
When he left here on life flight, he was still alive.
And you don't have a condition?
I do not have a condition update on him as of right now.
Can you tell us anything about what subject or grade this teacher?
And I will not release that right now.
Were there any indications that he's been having trouble?
None that we'll release. This is an ongoing investigation, obviously, that our Criminal Investigations Division is handling, and that will continue to be ongoing from now until its resolution. So we're limited in what we'll put out about an ongoing criminal investigation.
Mr. North, are you able to talk about how your staff is doing, how everybody's handling it?
I think that he'll direct the questions to me, and I know that we have grief counselors that are on scene. That was one of the immediate priorities, was to get those first response grief counselors here, those to the students as well as to the staff that needed it, and they are still here, and they will be here until those students don't need it anymore.
Was there a note left behind?
I won't comment on that at this
Talk
time.
to us about your process of the criminal investigation. Is that common if you have a suicide, for instance? Do you always criminally investigate?
Anytime that there is an injury to a citizen of Douglas County, we're going to handle that with the utmost care. Even if we know that it was self-inflicted, we're going to treat it as if it was not. We want to be able to preserve evidence and handle this with a priority so that we don't go back later and realize, well, there's a problem, we need to go fix it. We want to have this handled now. And so we're handling it as if it were a crime scene, and it's being handled that way.
Talk about your response. How many deputies do you have out here?
We had an excellent response. We have a great working relationship with the school system. If there's ever a call that goes out that involves anything at a school, the response is immediate. And I know that we had dozens of officers on scene within just a few minutes. So our sheriff will tell you, and I've heard him say it over and over and over, that one of his priorities is kids in the community. So if we're dealing with kids, we're going to make those kids safe, and that's what happened. And you're talking about officers that are responding that are school resource officers, patrol officers, specialized units, folks like myself. Everybody's coming to work at that time, and they all came here.
How would you describe your thoughts right now, having to deal with something like this?
Well, I mean, I'll say that choices are made that put people in bad situations sometimes, and we've turned it into as best a situation as we can. And I think that was through the efforts and the working relationship with the Board of Education. You couldn't ask for a better response. The kids were secured. Deputies were with them immediately and have been with them. You can see the process that's going on. It's long and it's tedious. I know some of you guys got hung up in that traffic, but making sure that each student goes home to a home where they can be monitored and supervised as the parents wish, that's our priority, and that's what we're doing.
To your knowledge, has anything like this happened in this county?
Not that I know of, and I've been here 18 years.
Can you talk to us about the outpouring from parents?
I have not had the opportunity to reach out and talk with any of the community as of yet, but I know that a lot of people immediately begin calling, asking if, do we need food, do we need water, those kind of things, and I've already heard that communication. So our community treats us very well, and they work with us as best they can, but they have worked with us very well to make sure that if there's anything we need to let them know, and we will do that if that's the case.
What would you say to parents as they're finding out about this, coming out here to pick up their children, just to give them some information?
I just want to share one thing. You all are asking very good questions. And I just want you to, this incident occurred. we went into safety mode. And that's not a simple process. And so, as a superintendent, I want to assure our parents, and I want to assure you that the first thing was, let's make sure that our students are in a place where we can make sure that they're safe. We made sure that we reached out to the counselors across the district, and so we brought in all of our counselors. We are committed in the Douglas County school system for not only supporting our students, but supporting our parents and our teachers as well. And we couldn't ask for a better group to work with our sheriff department. Sergeant Hamrick and the sheriff department, they've been awesome. I've only been on the job for less than 2 months, but I've been impressed with the leadership in Douglas County. I've been impressed with the cooperation between the law enforcement and the school system. So as a father of two, nothing makes me feel better, or nothing makes me feel more proud than how law enforcement and leadership pull together to make sure that all of our students, that they're safe and they don't have access to the scene, and trying as quickly as possible to communicate to the parent, because we recognize that the question that the parents are asking themselves, what's my child at? Or is my child okay? And so it isn't synonymous for Douglas County. Schools across the state and across the country, we recognize that the students are our customers. And that's important for us to try to communicate that as timely and accurately as possible.
How are you doing? How's the staff doing?
I'm going to end with this question here. You have family. When one of your family is hurting, you hurt as well. And so we're suffering because our family member is in need. And so, as I concluded before I left the last time, we're praying while continuing to move forward to make sure that that his family, or the Douglas School family, the Lithia High School's family, that they're being taken care of, by making sure that the students are being taken care of. So this is a difficult time for us because the teacher is a part of our family. And then his wife and his child, they are part of our family. But we're confident that we have great people in the Douglas County school system. We're confident because we have an awesome community. So this won't break us, it'll make us stronger.
What time does school start here?
School starts here at about 8:40 in the morning. Is what time officially the school starts.
Okay, and kids can start arriving at what time?
7:30. We have deputies that are on scene every morning at around 7:30, and that's because that's when kids begin getting dropped off, and we want to make sure that they're safe. So this happened a few minutes before our normal start of the day business, if you will.
And then when did school start for the year here in Douglas?
August 7th? Yeah, August 7th. I had to think about that myself. I'm
Is
sorry.
there any indication that you can speak of right now that there was trouble at the school with him?
We have this is so new. You're only talking about 3 hours ago, so our criminal investigations division is doing a fantastic job following up on all those questions that you have. And to be honest, I know you guys will probably want to do another press release right before noon, and I'll get all I can for you that we'll try to put together. I don't know that it will be any more, but I'd like to get a condition status on him myself and be able to let you know that, and anything else that we can comment on, we'll be doing that at about maybe 11:30 or so.
Thank you so much.
Great. Thank
We
you very
appreciate
much.
it very much.
Yeah, appreciate it.